Ukraine, and we're just going to have to see the first 3 legs to see where this is headed. But I refuse to believe that this will not be a cracker of a match.
So we're underway, and it is Daniele Garozzo against Timur Safin to start things off.
Yeah, nice from Safin, but he picked up the blade, but he couldn't do anything with it. And Garozzo so fast.
So good start from the Olympic champion Daniele Garozzo.
Lovely attack there from Garozzo.
Interesting that Gipressa, the Italian coach, has such faith in these 3 as the starting lineup.
Wow.
Andrea Cassara as reserve.
Yeah, Cassara is a reserve for this match. But what a reserve to have. Yeah, this is a tough physical Russian team, and you want Avola and you want Foconi in there.
Perhaps the weak link in the Russian armor, Arslanov.
We're going to have to see all 3 fencers.
Oh no, the feedback again.
Please don't do that. Oh. I'm going to need medical attention if they do that again.
We get to see replays now, though.
Oh, excellent.
Because we're into gold medal matches, so we can have a look at. And you notice how the difference in quality of picture as well. We've got the big television broadcast cameras covering the gold medal matches. Daniele Garozzo 3-1 up over Timur Safin.
Still Safin's attack there. Garozzo attempting stop hit out of time. And Kielpowski over to arrange Garozzo's jacket, make sure that he's safe in there. Everybody's going to face everybody else, and Arslanov is on the team for a reason. If a tactical substitution is needed, both teams can make one.
Well, how much have they changed their teams throughout the day? I mean, we've watched the Italians and the Russians.
The coaches are going to put in a running order that they feel suits the team that they're facing. And for example, it is Cassara who is in reserve. But they don't know what the other team is putting in. It is blind chess, and this is part of the game. And now we'll see Giorgio Avola and Alexey Cheremisinov.
So Daniele Garozzo getting the better of Timur Safin there.
That was big from Garozzo.
Giorgio Avola, more of a defensive style of fencer.
Cheremisinov just stepping in on what was a very slowly building Avola attack.
So Cheremisinov, winner of the individual title. A up against Giorgio Avola. In fact, it was Cheremisinov that beat Avola in the semi-finals to go through to the gold medal match in the individual competition. Avola took a bronze from the individual, so Avola will want to get his revenge, but he's kind of come in almost doing a holding role, if you like, here, not going after Cheremisinov.
He's not being given much opportunity to do that. Cheremisinov is much more of an attacking fencer. There he has the time. No counters from Cheremisinov. Avola gets the hit. And again, oh, that was lovely. Flick to the shoulder. And I would surmise that we will not see Alexey Cheremisinov giving him that kind of room and that kind of time again in this leg. As we see, Cheremisinov is moving forward.
Well, just looking at the Italians' progression through to this final. They had a bye in the first round. They were seeded 1. They then faced the team from Great Britain, who they beat 45-27. And interestingly, in that, they had Cassara in with Foconi and Avola, and it was Garozzo that had a rest. So Garozzo didn't fence against the British team. And then when they went through against Poland, they changed it up again. And they put Garozzo in as anchor, and they had Cassara and Avola, and Foconi had a rest. So I think what Cipressa has done is he's rotated his team, and well, yes, in these warm conditions, he's got faith in all of them.
Sure, you do that, but you look at who's on the Polish team, for example, versus the British team, and where you're going to match up best. Cheremisinov looking for a new weapon. He is, yeah.
Cheremisinov so pumped up and delighted to win the gold medal in the individual competition.
Avola attack off target. We started off with this being Cheremisinov's attack, not attack, but his, sort of controlling the match, and then it shifted to Avola, and then it's going back the other way, and now back the other way again. But it's been a good outing for the new European champion.
And it certainly has. Cheremisinov picked this score up at 5-2. It's now 8 apiece. 10 is the target score.
Nice from Avola. The one before, Avola went again for the flick to the shoulder, and it was interesting how Cheremisinov very quickly jumped in, and Avola missed. But that was his intent. New weapon for the Russian.
Yeah, the referee hadn't quite changed the score there. There was calls of 9-9 from Japressa. Yeah, if you lose count as a referee, you can be guaranteed that a coach is going to be on your back in about 1 second flat.
Yeah, there are a lot of people looking after that, so.
Just distracted by Cheremisinov's change of weapon. He got there.
Really strong parry there, but from Cheremisinov, unable to find the target. Cheremisinov saying, "Didn't you call halt?"
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, diving in on that counter there, that was lovely.
Nipped in, out of time, and turned and swerved to avoid the point of Cheremisinov's foil. And, well, Cheremisinov did well there.
6 for him, 5 for Avola. 1 point net pickup, but you know, it's going to be a tough match, and the Italians will be well prepared for it. Now, this is going to be a key indicator here. Timur Arslanov on for Russia. He will face Alessio Foconi, and let's see how this goes. Foconi is rule number 5.
That trademark crouched over, forward-leaning position of Alessio Foconi. He's fired up and he's going for it. Up the pace considerably. And perhaps the Italians have decided that they're going to target Arslanov. Either that or Foconi's just had a few too many energy drinks.
Nice attack there from Arslanov.
Yeah.
Foconi does a lot of big movements with his hand. Big circular movements. And what he's looking for is a parry and a flick to the shoulder for the riposte, like that. But one thing that Arslanov, I've noticed, has done a couple of times here is he's looking, you look at where he's keeping his point, just right next to the hand. And he's jumped in on Foconi a couple of times. And even if he hasn't gotten a stop hit per se, he's disrupting.
So Foconi upping the tempo, going after Timur Arslanov.
Yeah, this is becoming a kind of a high-risk strategy, I think, for Arslanov to needs to be going after the target rather than the off target.
Well, Timur Arslanov's fairly new to the Russian team. He wasn't part of that team that won the gold at the Olympic Games. That was Safin, Cheremisinov, and Matt Kuzin. Did win a silver in the team event last time around in the Europeans in Tbilisi. Arslanov 12th in the individual competition here. Yeah, Timur Arslanov made it to the round of 16. He was knocked out by Jeremy Caddo. And Alessio Foconi was knocked out by Maxime Pauty, the French newcomer.
Well, Foconi with the parry, but no opportunity to do anything with it.
So Foconi's done well here. His instruction was to go after Timur Arslanov, and he's done just that.
That looked to me like Arslanov's attack, and Foconi with the counter out of time, but maybe not. Let's see. Well, Arslanov had his hand well back. So attack and preparation does not seem out of order. Yeah, attack and preparation.
And that is that. So Alessio Foconi did a job there for Italy, and Timur Arslanov scored 1 point in that encounter.
Well, we said that this would be a leg that would be an indicator of things to come, and as Avola and Safin come on, that's a 6-point margin that I'm sure the Russians could cause to evaporate in a very short period of time, but we'll have to keep an eye on any movement by the Russians if they decide to bring in Zherebchenko. I mean, you know, Arslanov has been out 1 time, so I don't think they'll do anything rash at this point.
Well, Giorgio Avola, world ranked 16, up against Timur Safin, world ranked 3. But Giorgio Avola's had, well, he's got a string of medals. In European Championships, he's got a great record. Gold, silver and bronze in the individual competitions in Sheffield, Torrent and Tbilisi. but he's got to be careful of Timur Safin. Notable change in pace, isn't there, David?
Yeah. They're a lot more evenly matched, I think, just in terms of style.
Giorgio Avola loves team fencing competitions. Part of the gold medal winning team at the World Championships in Leipzig last year.
Lovely counter there from Avola. Parry off target.
Well, Giorgio Avola, 29 years old. He's not old, but he's been around for a very long time. He's tight, compact. Would you say more of the old school of foil fencers?
I would. I think he is. I wouldn't go as far as saying old school, but his career at this level sort of crosses a couple of transition points, and his arsenal is quite deep. Safin's attack off target. Nice counter there from Safin. Returns the favor.
So score sits at 17-11, and Giorgio Avola, well, he's holding his own against Timur Safin. This is always going to be a tricky encounter. The Italians have built a lead. They now need to hold on to it and not let Timur Safin run all over them. So off target. Well, compare the difference in pace that this leg is being fenced to the previous one, when Alessio Foconi came out and really went after Timur Arslanov. You can tell how well these Italian team have been coached and prepared, and they're told to go and do a job, and they do it. Cheremisinov, their coach, is a very skilled tactician. Just one more point needed for Avola to see this through in the fourth leg. Should be enough time. Doesn't need to rush though. Well, when we picked this up, the score was 15-9. It's now 19-13. So they are they're 4 apiece. Oh, that was Safin's. No, hold on. Now, did the referee call halt before Safin was able to land that? Indeed, he did. So Safin scored 5. Avola just needs one more to take us through. We're running out of time though. We're into the last 10 seconds. And Avola might just back away here. Safin's not having any of it though. Safin not done yet. So that's that. We move from the fourth with the score at 19-14. A good job done by Giorgio Avola. Cipressa would have told him to come in and contain Timur Safin. Timur Safin, a very, very dangerous fencer for the Russian team. So the score in that one, individual encounter 5-4. So a +1 for Timur Safin. It should be interesting. We've got Garozzo against Arslanov now. So the Olympic champion, Daniele Garozzo, silver medalist here, up against Timur Arslanov, who we know that the Italians are targeting. Change of headset for the referee. Fully expect the pace to pick back up again now. I don't think we're going to need all of the 3 minutes. Well, Daniele Garozzo picked up a cut on his shin in the individual competition, first day of this tournament. Had stitches in it, and you can see how he's now got on his right leg a shin guard.
It's a smart thing to do. The video review called here by Arslanov, but this leg has got the potential to put Russia in an uncomfortable place. Kind of stands.
Yeah. So there was a card shown to Timur Arslanov for core. Dumped Garozzo. That wasn't actually the first encounter on in this leg.
Yeah,
that was lovely.
Garozzo returns the favor. Arslanov with the counter. Garozzo, lovely stop hit there. Garozzo went looking for the blade, and Arslanov just carried on forward, got the hit. Very nice from Timur Arslanov.
He's doing much better against Garozzo than he did against Foconi.
You know, I think Garozzo he's rushing it a bit. And Arslanov, Garozzo is asking for another card for Arslanov. He's not going to get that. Garozzo's attack, but he seems to be in a little bit of a hurry here.
So 25 is the target for the Italian, Daniele Garozzo. Good work. Good work in close quarters there. Speed and flexibility.
Arslanov, it looked like he was going to call for a video review, and Ilgar Mammadov was...
That was
necessary.
Straight through.
Yeah, that was a lovely attack. He's holding his own here. He's doing better than that.
Yeah, he's won, I think, came in at 19-14. It's now 23-19, so Timur Arslanov one up on Daniele Garozzo.
Yeah, final action, parry off target. Blocks him out.
Well, what Foconi did so well against Arslanov was up the pace and not give Arslanov time. And Daniele Garozzo is allowing Arslanov into this.
Well, Arslanov is constantly closing the distance, closing the distance, closing the distance, and
well,
and it's thrown Garozzo off here.
Calls of calm from Cipressa.
That's he's got Daniele Garozzo rattled here. And we are fencing Arslanov's fight.
Well, Timur Arslanov.
That's better from Garozzo.
Timur Arslanov has really got something to fight for here, because he's after a place on the Russian team for the World Championships.
Now he's saying, Jelpikowski saying that Garozzo stepped in, stopped, and right of way passed to Arslanov. There's some banter going on between Chipressa and Mamedov across the floor. So tried to step in with counter. Arslanov blocked that. But couldn't land himself. Blocked out again by Arslanov.
And the scores are level, 24 apiece. And who'd have thought that Daniele Garozzo would allow this to happen?
Well, I don't think he so much allowed it to happen. He's just being outplayed in a big way by Arslanov. He's
well, now
really lost his focus.
Chipressa is on his feet and making his feelings known there. Garozzo came in looking for the blade there.
What they'd really like is a ducking call. This is a battle.
Well, it'll be over soon because 25 is the target score.
Arslanov is going after the blade.
Well, not looking good for Daniele Garozzo. Will there be a substitution? Garozzo is their anchor. Will they stick with Garozzo or will they bring in Cassara?
Stick with Garozzo. It's a... Arslanov has Garozzo red here.
Well, that's it, red card for Arslanov.
Yeah.
He got a yellow for Korakor earlier on. And what was the card there for? I missed it.
I missed it. And it could have been any number of things, but I believe that it was the floor judge that signaled it. Here, we'll see.
Ducking?
I'm not sure that was that last hit. Anyway, we've got Cheremisinov back on, and he will face Foconi.
Yeah, so yellow card for ducking in the end ends that fifth period, and we pick up in the sixth with Cheremisinov, the individual European champion, against Alessio Foconi. Now Foconi was really fast and furious against Timur Arslanov. David, do you think he's going to take the same approach against the reigning European champion, Cheremisinov?
I believe that he will. And, you know, Cheremisinov is going to bring the fight. But he knows Foconi, and so, you know, that I think this is going to stay just like this all the way to the end. It's the battle of the Titans, and it's playing out as billed. Nice there from Foconi.
Alexey Cheremisinov, 32 years old, world rank number 8.
Target there.
Former world champion back in Kazan 2014.
Cheremisinov surrenders his weapon.
So Alessio Foconi looking to re-establish the lead for Italy.
Here's what the Russians are doing. Foconi has got those really big movements, and they are going after those. Arslanov didn't do a very good job of it in the third, but Cheremisinov doing a much better job of it here in the sixth.
So scores level, 27 all.
You can see that now Cheremisinov is trying to catch him on the arm. And if not that, then just get his blade out for when Foconi makes a big move, a big movement with his hand to open up the target.
Foconi's not being as fast as he was in the third leg against Timur Arslanov, but he's still pressing Cheremisinov. And Cheremisinov just trying to spoil things up and slow things down. I think the Russians really want to get their noses in front again.
Yeah, parry off target, not parry off target, parry. Foconi, well, motoring backwards. Still Foconi's attack.
So good work for Alessio Foconi so far. Can he finish it off? One more required for the Italian. Close quarters, and he's got it.
That was messy, but it doesn't matter.
Big, big win for Foconi there. Foconi's not done yet. So the score sits at 30-27 to the Italians.
Here's the thing, the Italians, despite all the battling and fighting and infighting and all of that that's going on, the Italians have been consistent all the way through. No matter how much disruption, the Russians, their scoreline looks like this as we start the seventh. 2-6, 1-5, 10-3. And so, you know, None of that matters now. We start the 7th, Arslanov and Avola. And Arslanov picks up where he left off, diving in on a counter.
So we're into the final third. And the Italians have looked really, really good all the way through, apart from that Daniele Garozzo slip up and losing 10-6 in the 5th.
As we go into the final third, Safin on a -2. Arslanov level.
And Cheremisinov on a -1. Garozzo on a -1. Foconi on a +6. And Avola on a -2. Interesting.
Now, Andre Bakum is going to come have a look at this of his own volition. Let's see if we get a replay. I kind of got the feeling there was a stutter step there from Avola, but I wouldn't be surprised if he called this together.
Well, Bakum's back.
Oh,
he's given it to
attack Arslanov. And a wag of the finger from Giorgio Avola. Unhappy with that call.
Brings the scores level. And Arslanov didn't start well against Alessio Foconi, but made up for it with a superb performance against the Olympic champion. And his confidence must be up now as he's going up against Giorgio Avola.
Well, they've sent him out to do something, and he's doing it. And he's closing the distance. He's piling in with counters. He's got a broken blade there. And he's keeping the Italians, he's trying to keep the Italians off balance. And to some extent, it's been there's a measure of success, but he hasn't unbalanced them to the point where they're not able to get the job done. This is the Italians. They're getting the job done.
Well, Avola's not scored a point yet. Arslanov scored 3. There we go.
Yeah.
I don't think Avola's that interested in the target score of 35. He just wants to protect the lead if he can at all possible. And he's definitely not going after it.
No. Yeah. Preparation to Arslanov. And we'll have another video review.
Let's have a look at the replay. Sorry, my arm was in the way of the screen there, David. What do you think?
Well, okay, he takes a stutter step this time.
So you can.
I think we're going to get the same call as before, except this time in Avola's favor. Oh, it's been reversed. And Avola very unhappy. And Andrea Cheremisinov beside himself. Lovely there from Avola.
Arslanov thought that he must have hit something because he's bent his foil, but no light came on, off target or on target. Oh,
it's blocked out.
Yeah. I think that went into the elbow there. Funny bone.
That's not going to feel good.
There's nothing funny about the funny bone, really. I don't know why it's called that.
Yeah,
it really hurts.
Bring out some spray.
Yeah.
Far enough, even if it's just 1 second, that makes a difference in what the referees, between what we see and what the referees see.
Oh,
that was nice. That was nice.
Arslanov doing really well now. Going into this, had the feeling that he might be the weak link in the chain, and in his first matchup against Foconi, thought, well, that could be the case. He went down 5-1, but he has redeemed himself and more. Brought the scores level, 32 apiece. 35 is the target. We may not make it with only 30 seconds left.
That's immaterial
in
now.
This. It's just a question of who comes out in the lead.
Well, we may see it change hands 3 or 4 times before we get to the end.
Yeah, this is a close one. It's going to go right down to the wire, that is for sure.
Both sides, they're not thinking about target score, they're thinking about winning, and all it takes is 1 point.
So normally in team competitions, on the caption you see the actual score between the two fencers in this leg.
I think we're lucky to have the names. Oh, that was nice by Avola. He just drew him on.
They came into this at 30-27. So Arslanov has scored 5. Avola has scored 4. Avola needs 1 more to take us to the 8th.
Big parry there from Avola, but can't find the target.
Avola building a long attack, but falls short at the end. Just didn't really commit to the lunge. Lips in.
He should have backed off. He should have backed off, but he didn't. And I think he knows that. There's only 3 seconds remaining on the clock. He had it back to a 2-point lead.
Well, hats off.
Now it's 1.
Hats off to Timur Arslanov. He's done himself a lot of good there with the selectors when they look to pick the team for the World Championships in Wuxi in a few weeks' time. That was very good indeed. So 6 points scored, 6-4 before his individual encounter against Giorgio Avola.
Now this is going to be a big matchup here. Safin and Foconi. They're both at the top of their game right now, and Safin is world number 3, Foconi is world number 5.
So Timur Arslanov goes out with a +2 indicator, and Giorgio Avola, I think he's on -4.
They've got the pace turned way up here. Now, yeah, they both stepped in. Safin asking for a video review. Let's see if we get a replay here. Now look, both step in and then see if we go back. Okay, here we go. They both step in, they both stop, and they both flick across each other's backs in what appears to me to be a simultaneous action. Let's see what Andre Backham says. He says that. He says that.
Safin really up the pace, hasn't he?
Well, they both have. They both just came out hopping up and down the piste.
Scores are tied, 34 all.
Slipping there on the side of the piste.
Well, Daniele Garozzo is getting warmed up. Alexey Cheremisinov is getting warmed up.
Now,
there will be no substitutions. So go on, David.
That is going to be, that looked to me to be a really close call. And that was given as Safin attacked.
So I called it simultaneous.
Yeah, nothing given there. All right, so I believe he said he's calling it simultaneous, and Foconi will not lose his challenge.
Safin trying to negate Foconi's attack by matching like for like, do you think, David?
Safin trying to negate
Foconi's attack, so Foconi, like, by attacking back. Yeah,
well, that's been
matching like for like.
The Russian strategy all through this match, keeping the distance close. Lots of counters. I'm not sure how Foconi managed that, but he did. But that has been the Russian approach to this match all the way through, and it's worked.
So, nothing to separate the two of them.
Given as Safin's attack.
Right, let's have a look at this one. Talk us through this. Hopefully we'll see the replay from far enough back.
Yeah, Foconi saying that he got the blade.
Cipressa asking for it to be changed. There was contact with the blade.
Let's see if we see it again. That's a bad angle. think we're going to get another angle.
Cool stands. Safin 36, Foconi 35. We're in the penultimate leg.
That was nicely done by Safin. Foconi can't complain about that. He gets the parry and then
Right
flick around the back.
Right in the small of the back.
Foconi's
nice one
getting
from
owned
Safin.
here.
Oh, yes, he is indeed.
He lost the plot there. Foconi
Well,
needs to back off
he does.
and reset. He's surrendered his weapon.
Safin
He's
just one away from that target score of 40. Foconi needs to get a couple on the board.
Safin is just right there in his face, just like Arslanov was doing.
So here we go. What can Foconi do?
Calm himself down.
Well, no, that was Safin's counter-attack.
A counter-attack is not.
So the score sits at 40-35 to Russia. And we have an absolute humdinger for the final leg.
7-1 run.
Yeah, Daniele Garozzo, arguably the best fencer here at this tournament. And he's up against Cheremisinov, one of the greatest of all time. It's grace versus grit. Grace for Daniele Garozzo and true grit from the Russian, Alexey Cheremisinov. What a way to end this men's team foil competition.
We'll see. I'm not holding out a lot of hope for an Italian comeback here, but we've seen stranger things.
Well, whichever team wins this, I think the winner will be fencing. What a incredible match. It swung and it's had its twists and turns along the way.
The Russians are inside their heads, and it's going to take some really strong concentration from Garozzo.
Well, you know what they say, never write off
an
Italian team.
I'm not sure that's worth wasting a video on, frankly.
Cheremisinov going after this. He wants to finish this quickly. Boom!
I mean, you know that if Cheremisinov was not a fencer, he would be a boxer. You just get that feeling.
Still 5 points in it.
Yeah. This has been a great match, but tactically, this is and will be a great Russian victory.
You're calling it?
Yeah. Garozzo asking for a video review. Yeah, you know, I'm not writing off the Italians, and I am not dissing them. I'm just saying that the way that the Russians tactically have played this bout has been really, really strong. Ilgar Mammadov is, you know, is putting his mark on this team, and you know, they're all good fencers. They're all great fencers, but in this match, it's fencing, but it's also a game, and they've played it really well.
Well, it's looking pretty good for the Russians now.
There's a card coming out for Cheremisinov.
I think the Russians can look to Timur Arslanov and say, well done, job done, because his contribution really did make the difference when he threw the kitchen sink at Daniele Garozzo in the fifth.
Well, I think that, you know, he came back to the box after the third leg, where he was trying to do that to Foconi, but he wasn't being aggressive enough. And I think Ilgar Mammadov said, you know what, do that, but get really aggressive about it. And that's what he came out and did to Garozzo, and that's what he came out and did to Avola. And he got the result.
What was the card there for? Missed that one.
No, it was covering. No, it wasn't.
Oh, there we go.
Covering. It was core.
Off target for Garozzo. And that is that.
Yeah.
Alexey Cheremisinov, well, he won the individual gold in a battle with Daniele Garozzo for the final, and he's won the team gold in a battle against Daniele Garozzo.
We always say that where the rubber hits the road, where everything really, you know, where the match is played out is in 7, 8, and 9. And what the Russians did there was play a blinder, as they say. That was great. That was a great match.
Most valuable fencer, the MVF. Who would you give man of the match to?
I would say the one who had the most impact on tactical impact on the match was Timur Arslanov.
Yeah, particularly in the fifth. And then came back again in the seventh and beat Avola 6-4. And Arslanov has done himself a lot of good for the selection to the World Championships in Wuxi.
The thing is that, you know, it wasn't just the score. It wasn't just the, you know, a 10-6 run for Arslanov in the fifth against Garozzo. It wasn't just a 6-4 run for Arslanov in the seventh. It's what he did to the Italian plan. It's what he did to their heads.